Welcome to Chasing the Upside, conversations about living the FPL life. What is the best piece of FPL advice you've ever been given?
Look at your team straight after the deadline before you've taken in any content and decide what move you want to do there and then. Then wait a week when all the content you've seen everything, and then see how you feel about that move that you were going to make, because that initial move is probably your gut and your brains and everything else saying that is the one that makes sense. And then you take in all the other content. Pretty much every Sunday or Monday, I go, this is what I probably want to do. And then I look forward to the week, knowing full well that is what my brain told me to do at the beginning.
You need to put yourself in a position to get lucky without putting yourself in a position to get screwed, basically. And if you can do that more often than not, then, you know, when Foden scores a hat-trick or Foden scores two, cool, you got lucky. But look, you picked a good player and a good opportunity with a good fixture, and, you know, you put yourself in that position to get lucky. You didn't just get lucky. You made a conscious decision to get there. So you could capture that luck and that haul. So yeah, you have to be able to do it as well. You have to be able to be bold enough to make those decisions to do so.
And it's keep it simple, stupid. That's KISS. Keep it simple, stupid is, I think, definitely the best piece of advice that you could give. And for some people, keep it simple, stupid could be you make the move that the algorithm or your projected points system tells you. For some people, that's the answer to that. For some people, keep it simple, stupid just means, you know, make your own decision at the end of the week. It's like the thing we were talking about earlier of listening to other people's opinions versus your own. For some people, that phrase will just mean stick by your own decision making. For some people, it'll mean what you said before of you only make decisions when they're sort of almost guaranteed net positive. And I think that's the brilliance of that very simple advice, is that it can take a whole lot of meaning on for people.
Patience, pretty simple one, but patience. I was advised to be more patient. I think it worked for me. So yeah, I would say just being a bit more patient.
And before we wrap up, how does that work with aggression though? Because you're quite an aggressive manager.
Yeah, it's more so like understanding when to time that aggression. You can't just be aggressive all over the place and constantly do it. You have to understand the timing, and I think getting a better look into patience kind of allowed me to do that. Yeah, I would say, however, I came to the conclusion to use my gut a bit less and be a little bit more analytical, cold-blooded, I would say, with my decisions. That was another good bit of advice. I imagine that was more filtered just around being on the timeline and other good managers. So I'd probably say those two things.
There's scientific evidence behind what we would call our gut. And our gut is effectively what our experience of a situation or scenario is telling us. So as we hinted at earlier on in the podcast, the more experienced you are in any given field, the more accurate your intuition becomes based on seemingly intangible factors that you might not even be consciously aware of even. Therefore, if you have been studying and tracking football or FPL for a number of years, if you're really into the game, then it's actually quite likely that your intuition or gut is actually your greatest ally. So processing and interpreting information and supplying you with an intelligent answer, i.e. your gut feeling on something, without you actually even being consciously aware of why this decision makes the most sense. So that's why when I'm stuck and it's a true 50-50 call, I'll follow my gut.
Wow.